lateral movement of the head. On each side of the machine, in the linear rail truck assembly, you will also find rail locks. Release these in the same way as on the machine head, turning those counterclockwise. Then bring the machine to the front of the stone. Do not pull it beyond the edge of the stone if you are on a narrow top. Now that you have the machine squarely assembled on the top, install the backer pad on the 5/8 11 polishing arbor. You are now ready to make the power, air, and vacuum connections between the power unit and the polishing unit. Make sure the power switch on the front of the power box is in the off position and the speed control on the face of the machine is in the 0 position. Plug the color-coded lines into the quick connect receptacles on the front of the power unit. Also plug in the electrical supply line to the right of the on-off switch. These will only fit their companion socket on the power unit. Do not force or alter these fittings for any reason. Now you are ready to supply the 120-volt power to the box. This supply cord, not furnished with the machine, should be a maximum of 25 feet, 3-wire, 12-gauge, fully grounded wire. Push the power control button to the on position. The compressor will run for a few seconds and stop. The vacuum pump will run continuously to maintain vacuum on the system. Gently pull up on the lower rail assembly to make sure the machine has vacuumed down firmly to the top. In the event that the machine is not fully vacuumed down, check to see if the vacuum control knobs are in the on position, given the cup and/or cups are fully on the top of the stone. If not, turn them off. On the lower left side of the faceplate of the machine is an air pressure regulator. This is used to regulate down pressure on the polishing head. It is monitored by the air pressure gauge directly above this dial. A speed control knob on the right side of the faceplate adjusts the RPM of the polishing head. A power indicator light above the knob tells you power is being supplied to the polishing head. The light also warns you that you've left the machine unattended for long periods of time. Turn the power to the machine off at the power box. You will find a water control button on top of the left handle. It will supply water to the polishing head, either by full flow or intermittent activation as needed when depressed during the polishing operation. You will find the head control button on the right handle. It will lower the head to the surface of the stone during polishing. The polishing head will always rest in the up position. The only way to lower the polishing head is by pushing this button. Design a grid with a whiteout marker. Make sure the seam to be polished is in the center of the grid. You are now ready to begin the polishing procedure. Now that you have completed the job, follow a few simple procedures to dismantle the machine. Always leave the polishing head over the surface when you have finished polishing and begin stowing the machine. If you do not, the machine may fall from a narrow top when the vacuum is shut off. You will find a jumper fitting in the machine transport container. Use the fitting to evacuate all the water from the power unit to the polishing head. Disconnect the air line and the water line from the power box. Insert the jumper fitting between the disconnected lines and press the water control button on the left handle to evacuate the water from the lines. Evacuation is complete when only air comes from the polishing head. Remove the jumper fitting from the lines and return it to the transport box. Disconnect the extension cord from the power supply box. Then disconnect the 2 remaining lines from the power box to the machine. We recommend you empty the water reservoir after using the machine and before starting transport. A reaction between the metal and the water could generate particles from oxidation. Should this occur, the particles could clog the water lines and reduce performance. Completely wipe the 4 linear rails with a soft cloth sprayed with WD-40 or a similar lubricant. Remove any dampness or dried slurry from the rails, moving the machine fore, aft, and laterally to clean the entire linear rail system. Next, roll the machine toward you so it is still over the stone. Again, turn the rail locks clockwise to lock the lower trucks on the rails. Do not over-tighten. Using the T-handle Allen wrench, remove the 2 button head bolts from the outside rails. Return those to the transport box. Using the handles on the outside of the polishing head assembly, remove the assembly from the lower rail system and return to the transport box. Do the same with the lower linear rail assembly. You are now ready for your next job.